I teach primarily in the externship department, which is experiential learning for those people who don't know what an externship is. It's like an internship, but for credit. And so there are lots of ABA guidelines we have to abide by. And I've been doing that for for 10 years. And I've had the pleasure of a few years ago, 2000, I think it was 16, 17, going to Jamaica to do a Fulbright during my sabbatical, where I got to delve into another area of law that I'm really interested in on restorative justice. I do a lot of work in the community too, trying to look at our criminal justice system and pretty much all systems generally, and lovingly but firmly critique many of them because I believe there's always room for improvement. So I was working at my alma mater, Cleveland State University, at the Cleveland Marshall College of Law, and was excited. I stumbled into the world of externships while I was manager of student affairs there. And really I was like, this is a fantastic area. Students get to apply the theory that they learn in the classroom to real life situations. And that's one of the best teachers to gel the information that you get in the classroom. And I just thought it was a wonderful opportunity to really be able to talk to students about professional development, to really talk to them and have them evaluate the systems that they're in, what's working, what's not working. And so it's been a really good fit for me. And so I ended up looking for a job where I could do externships full time, and Gonzaga was hiring. I've been very happy with my decision. It took a while to get used to. I come from Brooklyn, New York, via Ohio, and Cleveland was where I was last. And so the West is a whole different ballgame. But I've really enjoyed it here. The state has some I love the policies. I really love the leadership here in the state, the Supreme Court, the governor, the AG, they're all, I think, really looking to do what's best for Washingtonians. And there's just, I don't know, like I have adjusted, carry recycle a water bottle now. I dip my toe in getting out into the beautiful sort of outdoors here. So yeah, a lot of changes, but they've all been really good ones and healthy ones for me. So I think that if you really love something, then that you're honest with it. I think that critique, whether it's of ourselves or of the systems that exist, is a form of really truly caring about something and wanting it to be better. And so I know that's hard for some people because a lot of people think being critical is, just negative but I think when we make things better, especially for those of us who are the most marginalized, when you make things better for the people who are sort of furthest on the margins, you really do make things better for everybody. And if you make systems more efficient, more fair, then it really benefits all. And so, criminal justice system and all of our systems, I think everything can really use some work, especially the criminal justice system. And so it's been really an honor to work alongside so many different constituents, right? So there are people who fall out on all sides of the criminal justice system. It's massive, and it really takes a huge amount of capital to run. Because if you think about it, you think about judges and lawyers, of course, but there are also probation officers, there's city law departments, there's city councils and advocate groups, and it just touches. And then, of course, there's all the citizens that get caught up, in the criminal justice system. So it's massive, and it touches a lot, and it really impacts us. If you have a run-in with the criminal justice system, right, like your life can really be impacted in sort of unimaginable ways. And so it's something that I think is really important for us to pay attention to and to figure out how we treat, people equitably and fairly. But more than that, how we punish people, and punish is the key word there, because that's what we do sort of in the system, is really important to me, because I don't believe that punishment is effective. Is an effective means for changing people's behavior. I think a lot of people believe that punishment is a deterrent, but I actually think that there were many problems and issues in people's lives prior. And so the way to have real criminal justice reform, the way to really improve our society is to address those root causes of problems rather than just trying to put a Band-Aid over something that was already not working right. And in order to do that, you need to, establish relationship with folks and find out what actually is at the root. And sometimes people don't even know the answer to that themselves. And so it takes restorative justice it takes a lot. But I do think it's a better way of doing justice to go alongside the traditional criminal justice system. So I believe it was in 2016, 2017, had the chance to go to Jamaica and look at their restorative justice system. So they have rolled out a nationwide restorative justice system, which is pretty incredible because while there are many countries who practice and have elements of restorative justice, a nationwide system that encourages restorative justice is quite rare. And so it was fascinating to be able to go down there and watch as they really roll that out across the country and try and move their people, their government, and everyone really to a different system of law alongside their traditional court system. Because I believe that you really need to have both kind of walking alongside of each other. In my ideal world, we'd have only restorative justice, right? But you can't just snap your fingers and change like thousands of years of history. So right now we currently have to have both sort of running alongside of each other to make sure that those systems work together. And they handle different types of things. So what a case may not be ripe for restorative justice. It may have to go to the traditional criminal justice system. So they really have to be co-occurring systems. But so back to Jamaica. I lived in Kingston, which is definitely a major city, bustling, and just got to dive right in, live with Jamaicans, work alongside Jamaicans, learn from them, learn about their history and culture and how it influences, right? Because we're not individuals, like we don't just operate in a vacuum. Context is everything. And we're influenced by everything from music to food, to just our general sort of, attitudes about life. And those come into how we do justice and how we work in the world. And so really, it's an experience I never could have gotten trying to do research from outside the US, right? Because I had to immerse myself in being there and learning about the culture and seeing it every day to see how restorative justice can work and areas that might be pitfalls, right? So of course, using that critical lens that I was talking about earlier, everything's not always perfect, rosy, right? We need to think about the areas where problems will come up. And anytime you're dealing with major systems and millions of people, there's never, right, an ideal solution that works for all. It's really got to be individualized justice. And so that's what I got to do down there. And it was probably one of the most, if not the most, worthwhile experiences of my life. And it taught me so many lessons, I can't even count them, and I'm still learning them. If anybody sees this or is interested in thinking about reforming criminal justice, ways to re-envision something new or something old, right? Because restorative justice has been around really since the dawn of human history, and we're just looking at new ways of integrating it into our world. So if we're interested in restorative justice, transforming the world, healing people, creating relationship, or building community, I'd love to chat. And please feel free to reach out to me.